Alright, so the Highlander rework is finally live, and I, for one, really like it. First, we'll go over the facts, then I'll go over my opinion, and then what kind of mix-ups he'll have, and then the new kind of playstyle it'll create for him. So first, I'm going to go over the nerfs here. So Highlander can't backstep a light and safely glide out of range anymore. This used to be a huge pain in the ass since the light attack would be unparryable, and if you tried to move forward with like a bash or anything, you would just get hit by the attack. If you tried to do an attack after the light would actually whiff, then he could just chain into heavy and trade with you, or he could just go into offensive stance and just kind of dodge your attack, and then it'll punish you with a kick, since he'll be able to get a 30 damage, he used to be able to get a 30 damage heavy off of a kick. If well, that's only if it can't chain into a light, but still, the premise of that is just insane to me. Safe to say, I'm really glad that this got gutted. It just kind of slowed the fight down, made it drag on quite a bit, and made it really hard to actually engage the Highlander. And next, wave dashing is gone. As far as I'm concerned, this just means his side dodges have a longer recovery, so you won't see Highlanders dancing around you, constantly dodging every single attack you throw, and you, as I said earlier, you won't get punished by a whole kick after you dared let out an attack that can't chain into a light. I'm honestly kind of torn on this one though, because while it is definitely better from a balance and overall fun perspective, this is what Highlander's whole kit used to center around. I'm sure it really sucks for old Highlander mains to have to basically abandon all the time they put into learning how to effectively wave dash, and all the matchup knowledge required to actually effectively use it. It's just on a whole different level than any other character we have in the game right now. Another thing is it lowers Highlander's skill ceiling, which is kind of what got a lot of people into Highlander. Like, it's really hard to learn him, and it's even harder to completely master him, but once you do get there, he can be an absolute menace. They also lowered a lot of the damage on his heavies, neutral top heavies to 24, side to 27, and offensive to 26, regardless of direction. This makes a lot of sense due to the buffs I'll be going over, and I honestly expect them to get lowered further pretty soon. So first for the buffs, they added a new move, which is a side dodge attack from offensive stance. This will enable you to punish attacks that you've dodged, since the removal of wave dashing took away the old way that you used to do that. Next, his zone has hyper armor, which starts really late. And also the first part can be fainted, so basically you can just kind of treat it as you would Ocelotl zone. Then the two biggest buffs by far are him being able to feint the kick and him being able to get a top heavy off of a guard break. These make his offense just so much better because, I mean, he used to only be able to do 400 millisecond lights basically against most people. I mean, when you were by a wall, I guess you could do the unblockable heavy and then guard break, but I mean, even still, like, that just has nothing compared to what his offense is now. He doesn't need a wall, he will always be pressuring you as soon as he gets his opening. The only thing about this is that Highlander still takes a shit ton of stamina to actually do an effective mix-up. Like, you'll see a lot of Highlanders just absolutely drain their stamina from 100 to 0 within like 2-3 mix-ups, but he will do a lot of damage getting there. And lastly, this one's pretty unimportant. Just he gets a side heavy off of a light parry, which does 27, as I said earlier. This just kind of puts his light parry punish on par with basically the rest of the cast. Overall, I would say I really like this rework. Balance-wise, he has weaker defense but much stronger offense, which is what they've been really trying to go for with today's meta. And he's overall a lot stronger, I'd say, most definitely. From a fun perspective, he's much more enjoyable. For me at least, this one's kind of subjective, but it's more enjoyable for me to fight as and against Highlanders. From a skill mastery perspective, like, it's higher skill floor and a lower skill ceiling, which kind of sucks because let's take two players that have equal amount of experience and skill in the game, except one has a lot more experience in the Highlander and the other has 0 experience whatsoever. They're going to be playing at about the same effectiveness, which always kind of sucks, but I mean, that's just kind of how this game is nowadays. A lot of the characters are just really easy to kind of pick up once you actually understand the game pretty well. But yeah, as I said earlier, they're really hammering home this weaker defense, stronger offense principle when it comes to their reworks. It's a lot like what they did with Lawbringer when it come to his most recent rework. And I really like it. I really want to see Yubi stick to this principle because I find it a lot more fun when you don't get punished by so goddamn much damage by trying to actually be the aggressor in the fight. And while yes, it does suck for Highlander mains who put in all that work mastering Highlander's wave dashing, it just kind of had to happen. Strong defense has no place in today's meta, no matter how long it takes to actually get there. But anyways, I'm curious to see what everybody will think about this rework and what Yubi will do with the feedback. I honestly think they've been nailing most of these reworks, besides the Warden. That rework, if you can even call it that, was an actual joke. But anyways, you can expect a Highlander Max Punish update video soon, but that's all I got for now. See ya.